Well, here we go, let's get those wheels out on the road. It may get dusty, but that's the way she goes. We'll build some greasy old cars and drink our AGD. Hey, don't you know, it's partly built.
Pilot bushing is perfect still.
Just narrate for the camera.
Fuck you, camera.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay, line up. There we go. You want to grab me a torque wrench and set it to fucking, I don't know, 60 with a 9/16 socket?
Well, 600 already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Fuck. There, at the bottom.
We can always just buff it.
Yeah, clean it up and silicone around the outside. Fuck it.
Actually, it's a 9-inch, but as hard as it is to pull. Just gotta slide it out and reduce it.
Damn, this thing is fucking heavy. Got some gravity to her.
Goddamn black plate.
You know, not gonna lie, I don't think the blue plate would be any different.
No, I don't. Can you flip it one way or the other?
Oh, sick. Oh.
Apply some gravity with her.
That's gonna be.
Nose forward or tail down?
Tails.
Either nose down or tail down.
Oh.
And get this underneath where the weight is. Coil weight. Actually needs to slide back onto the jack a little farther.
Yeah.
Like this bolted section kind of needs to be on it. That's pretty good, Joe. There, Steve.
You were gonna call me Jonas.
I was, but I work with him all day.
Okay.
Make him do the hard work.
Okay. Now you whoa, you fucker.
Once we get it close, I'll lift.
Sick. Okay. Let's just cut off half.
Go forward quarter wheels or what?
Oh fuck yeah, we got like a foot and a half. Okay, 1 sec, let me.
Just laying here on my fat gut.
Okay, start taking her up.
Defying gravity.
Because I can't see shit. Hopefully that input shaft isn't catching yet.
It's probably gonna.
Can't.
Hang on.
Am I hitting the input shaft? What am I doing?
Steven. How heavy is it? Go to the front.
Yeah, fucking camera turned again. Oh yeah, shit, we gotta pull it back. Right there.
Alright. It actually went in really easy.
Honestly, it always has.
I mean,
it's really nice about this.
It's engaged. The stud being there makes it so much nicer to slide in level.
Yeah, those two studs are lovely.
We got one stud on each side, and it makes all the difference in the world. So Steven's going to get the tranny bolted up and get the clutch hooked up and all the electrical, and then we'll stuff the cross member in, and we should be good to go. You know, to start ripping out the fuck diff.
Start fucking everything else up.
Yep.
Yeah, just look at the goddamn thing.
That's true. What day is it?
It's Monday something.
June 20th. And we're finally back. Well, I'm back. He's got a lot done. So this mangy, crusty ensemble is the fuel system out of Steven's truck. This, no worky so good no more. Lucky for Steven, I have a new pump, I have a couple filters, and I have plenty of new fuel line, and I even got all the fittings we need to make it work. So I'm going to start building him a new fuel system that's slightly much better.
Slightly upgraded.
Slightly many betters. Alright. That other clamp back on that hose, would you?
What was there?
Just playing with my hose. You wish it was that big. Not even length. You wish you had that girth.
Yeah, I know. I wish it was, you know, it'd be nice.
Alright, so what were we, like 3.5 minutes?
Yeah, fuel system.
I already had this trunk made. I had this barb. Literally, we already had one end on this hose. We just had to cut it and make a new end. I had everything else ready to go. We stole this off the Buick. We stole this off the Buick. We stole that off the Buick. And actually, I might need those fittings eventually, so you might have to replace those for me. Because oh, I only need one. We're good. We still got one.
Mint.
See, look. Done. Done.
Done like dinner. Okay, let's go get this thrown back in that haggard pile of junk.
What's wrong with
Yeah, that's me.
Alright, let's go get some shit done. Alright, so
Oh, here's your clamp.
great light in here. The filter should fit right back where it was. The pump should fit roughly where it was. Okay, this bracket won't work because it hangs it too low. So we'll have to get a different P-clamp for it. And then it should all just go right in. The wires are right here. Should be no problem, guys. Okay, so fuel pump's in with the modified bracket. Fuel line's in, nicely zip tied, and we even left the tail on for good looks here. Fuel filter's in. She's hooked up back here. So we're gonna just turn the pump on now and see if it leaks anyway. It is so much quieter. No leaks yet. Steve-O, what do you got for pressure up front?
60 psi, right where I want it.
Beautiful. No leaks, guys. Hopefully this pump's good enough. Extra fancy Summit special.
Okay, so I'm gonna bust a couple brake lines open and see if I can't get these bastards to gravity bleed for a bit. I might need that 8mm.
Hang on.
Alright, now I'm back at it with maybe the right size wrenches this time. That ain't feeling good. It's almost still small. Is it a 9? If it is, it's the stupidest damn thing. Okay, no, it's just a munged up 3/8. That ain't gonna work. I guess this axle did come from a vehicle crackhead, so
We bled it once before. Try
yeah. I'm just gonna get a 3/8 socket. There we go. That gotcha. About to take the vice grips to you, bastard.
Anyone that remembers, last time we had a bugger of a time figuring out our master how to get it to bleed. Well, guess what? We're having the same trouble now. So I just asked Steven a couple questions because we were trying to figure it out. And the master and the slave are from different applications. So we think that maybe the master just doesn't push enough fluid unless it's 100% perfectly something, right? So we do have a Willwood master cylinder with a larger bore. So we're going to make a bracket and adapt it and order up some fittings, and we're going to make this work.
Unbolt that thing. Little reservoir, get it out of the way. Bolt the friggin' cylinder, get the old line off. See if we can save as much brake fluid as possible. And then, yeah, hopefully we have some crap here. And we can get that damn other master cylinder on, because this thing just works like junk. I just got off work, so I'm not sure how much Steven showed yet. But he's got it all plumbed up. He's got a new clutch switch in there. And I was just giving him a hand bleeding it. We weren't having very much luck. So he went to get more brake fluid. And then I started watching a video on how you should be bleeding a clutch with this style of master, or with this style of slave cylinder. And so we had half of the steps correct. We were doing the correct initial bleed, and then you can either vacuum or do short strokes like this to try and get the last of the bubbles out. Steven's bringing a vacuum pump, but I just did this, and then we went from having pretty much no pedal at all to a half a pedal. So I think when he gets back with more fluid, I'm just going to do some more of those little strokes, because I can see the fluid level's already gone down again a little bit. And now that I've played with the clutch a little bit, I'm just going to double check all our fittings, because now we have a ginormous amount of them. Just double check them all, make sure they're not leaking, and if they're not leaking, we should be good.
All right, guys, good news. The clutch works. That watching the video on how to bleed it proper and then following what they say actually did the job. Who'd have thunk? Now Steven's pulling the tranny mount out. We just got to clean up some threads, and that should be done. And then maybe try and do something about the yoke on the diff. We just got to get a new nut threaded on that bad boy. And then he dropped the drive shaft off today, so we're good. I hope. Steven's managed to pretty much mangle fuck every thread in this mount here.
What happens when you throw a 3/8 bolt and 10 mil hole?
I don't think that those are metric holes.
Yeah, well, they're off of a metric car, probably.
But that's a generic.
Oh, I know they are because the center holes are. The center hole is still 10 mil.
That's retarded because that's a generic energy suspension. Weird. Alright, so I did have 7/16 bolts, surprisingly. But they're a little long. So, trick, throw a die or a nut on before you cut it. And then as you thread it off, it'll clean the threads where you've cut. So that your bolt isn't a giant piece of crap that won't go into anything. Right, Steven?
Mint.
You had a wicked lifter tick and you're sitting there revving the piss out of it before you had oil pressure.
There's only one way to get her going.
Yeah. She runs on nasty old fuel. What's the area FRs right now?
Oh God, how do I run this gauge? 13.5, 13.7.
Good enough.
On 2. And 1 is 14.
Tough to tell till we get it under load.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just see. Get in reverse.
It's also tough to tell without a load on it. I heard that start spinning.
There's like no dip. It's like right there.
You might need to bleed a little more.
I mean, it's probably fine though.
It's also different with a load on the driveline, right?
I can get it into reverse. So that's the biggest thing I'm happy with. But okay.
There you go.